Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. Friday, June 19th, about 8 in the morning. Supposed to shape up to be a pretty beautiful day today. The clouds are supposed to kind of disappear, and we're supposed to hit about 20 in Celsius. Tomorrow they're talking hot, at least by Lithuanian standards, maybe plus 25 and some sunshine. So we'll see what happens with that. But you see I've got a little checklist here, a few items I wanted to cover with you guys. It's been a few weeks since I posted a video, but to continue with the weather, as I always do, it's been rainy, crazy rainy for about 2.5 weeks now. Definitely haven't watered the garden once from the hose in nearly 3 weeks. It hasn't been a complete washout as such. You know, we've had some breaks, but we get these squalls that come in off the Baltic Sea, and I wouldn't even want to venture to guess how many centimeters or inches of rain we've gotten, but it's a lot. Rain barrels and jugs are full, but it's been temperature wise, you know, kind of cool, and in Celsius, you know, between 10 and 15 generally during the day. Sometimes a little cooler, sometimes a little warmer, but I will give you some real quick updates on the garden and greenhouse. I won't go too much into that, but tomatoes cranking right along, everything going well. Peppers, as I mentioned in a recent video, our peppers, we unfortunately got a bunch of aphids on our peppers, and that did a lot of damage. They're not dead, but most of the leaves fell off. Some of the peppers are still growing, so we'll see what happens with that. But you know, with gardening, you never have 100% success rate. You always lose something, you know, or something doesn't grow as well as you'd hoped. And that's all part of gardening. And obviously gardening, we don't rely on the food as such. We can buy vegetables from the store, from the farmer's market. The thing with peppers is you invest so much time and energy into peppers. They're the first thing you start from seed back in February, and you spend so much time and effort in getting them to this point, and then you lose them. It's kind of a shame. The other thing is, unlike so many other items like potatoes and carrots that are relatively cheap at the farmer's market, peppers are not cheap. People don't just give those away like tomatoes. But anyhow, you know, some other items that haven't done well this year for some reason, carrots and beets, we'll sort that out. Strawberries cranking right along, some big nice ripe ones. Currants, we're going to have a bumper year for currants. Our blueberries and high bush shellaugus, I think, is not going to be a good year, and that's not necessarily anything that happened. Those plants are getting a bit old. We did have to trim them back last fall, so there's just not a lot of berries and blossoms and branches. It's going to be a busy week for me. Next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, our grandson Eustace is getting baptized, or the christening is happening, so that's a big deal. And then after the church ceremony, I guess a bunch of people are coming back to our place for a little get-together, so got to get prepared for that. Wash all the windows in the terrace, try to get the yard looking nice, and just to get all prepared for that. I don't know what else I'll put in this week's video. Maybe nothing else. One other thing. I did see yesterday deer with 2 adorable little baby deer. Unfortunately, our dog Pippa chased them off, but if I have any of that on the trail cams, I'll share that with you at the end of the video. But that's basically it for now. Just a quick check-in. Hopefully next video I'll have a little more content or a little more exciting information to share with you. Thanks again. Hi guys, not sure if all of you know this, maybe you do, but I didn't know this until about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, that on these weed trimmers there is a little grease area. It's not a grease zert. You need to remove this bolt. I have 2 trimmers, but they're slightly different on each one. But it's a little bolt right on the trimmer head you have to remove, and just put some grease in there, lithium grease, whatever works for you. I bought a little medical syringe without the needle, of course, and I just put a bunch of grease in there, and I use that to put the grease in the hole. Not sure if it's totally necessary, but I do it once or twice a year just to keep things running. I've had these trimmers for a number of years and never had any issues. Hi everyone, Saturday, June 20th, a little after 8 in the morning. Beautiful day. You can see I'm wearing a t-shirt. Already warm enough for a t-shirt, which is pretty rare here in Lithuania for 8 in the morning. I'm out here walking the sketchy road, as I call it. Really gets grown in the summertime, but of course I shot that video yesterday thinking that was it, and I talked about a bunch of different things, and got home, found out that my GoPro camera decided to shit the bed about halfway through the video. I was playing the video back, I could hear myself talking, but the screen went blank. So I don't know what's going on with this camera. It's been giving me fits lately. It seems to be working okay now, but point is, I talked about a few things that weren't going to be usable in a video, so I'll talk about them again here. The first one I had mentioned in recent videos is my wife had been away on a trip. She went on the hike, the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage, started in Portugal, walked into Spain, and she is home now. I guess it was a good trip. They had good weather, no big problems with twisted ankles or foot blisters. So I guess in total they walked 280 kilometers. I'm not sure what that is in miles, maybe 170. So congratulations to my wife and her 3 colleagues that made the pilgrimage in Portugal and Spain. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, which I always do, winter and summer, is the solstice. The summer solstice is coming up here in a couple of days, and in fact, I guess it's tomorrow, but of course that's the longest day of the year, or the day that you get the most sunlight between sunrise and sunset. And here in Lithuania, it's a bit different than where I grew up in northern Wisconsin. Matter of fact, I think the statistics for June 18th, a couple days ago, is here in Lithuania getting just over 17.5 hours of daylight from sun up to sundown, whereas in northern Wisconsin, where I grew up, it's just over 15.5. So there's a difference of 2 hours there, which, you know, is enough. But the other thing to keep in mind is that, you know, of course, it's already getting light before the sun actually rises, and it stays light after it sets. So you got to figure, you know, it's at least 19 hours of proper daylight here. And honestly, it never really gets truly dark when the sun does dip below the horizon, because it's at such a shallow angle. You know, it's dark enough for the solar lights to come on, but you know, it's not dark as I would call it, but which I'm not a big fan of. I go to bed early, so quite often I'm going to bed and the sun is fully blazing in the sky. But it's all good. Of course, in the winter time, it's the complete opposite, but I'll talk about that again in the winter. Hope everybody had a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Hi guys, I'm sure this is going to be extremely boring, as most of my content is, but one of the things I do about once a month is go through and I charge up everything in the house that can be charged, whether it's cordless drill or cordless tool batteries, flashlights, those headlamps that I strap to my head, some of my camera equipment. I mean, anything that can be charged, I charge it fully once a month, whether it needs it or not. Some people may say, oh, that's not good for the batteries, but everything I've had, the batteries work great. They last a long time, so it can't be doing too much damage. The other thing that I try to do, since I've got the generator, my Honda generator, is to fire that up about once a month and just let it run for 10-15 minutes, get good warm, and then I run the fuel out of the carburetor and put it back away for another month or so.